What's up guys, your friendly neighbor Demon here, bringing you a new video, and today we're going to look at Liquid versus Furia and how they beat them at the IEM Global Challenge. Obviously during the online period in NA, Furia managed to overthrow Liquid time and time again, and Liquid just couldn't find their form to beat Furia. Obviously Furia have been on a hot streak, they've been really on form, they've been on a really big rise the last couple of years. But at the IEM Global Challenge, Liquid managed to overthrow them. Obviously, we know that Liquid made it to the final. Unfortunately, lost to Astralis, which is pretty standard. But we're going to look at two different matches here. So we're going to look at them at the IEM Global Challenge. So it was a 2-0 for Furia. Oh, sorry, Liquid here. And then it was a 2-1 at the Blast Premier Showdown. So same map vetoes in both series. It goes Overpass, Inferno, Mirage. 2-1 to Furia in the last Showdown. It was a 2-0 to Liquid at the IEM Global Challenge, and the big difference here is that Liquid managed to beat Furia on their map pick of Inferno, and you can see they're very one-sided scores. So Liquid really did change a lot. If we take a closer look at the rounds here, Liquid only managed 2 CT rounds, which is obviously not good enough, especially on Inferno, to pick up and win the map. But we look at the next series, and Furia only pick up 3 rounds on their T side. So Liquid clearly changed something about the way they were playing here. They changed. They obviously studied what Furia had been doing last time and really overthrowing them. So let's take a look at how they did it. Okay, so let's start with the pistol rounds. First of all, this is one of the where Furia win against Liquid at the Blast Showdown. So we've got Twist here spotting mid for info quickly. Sees 2 bottom, he goes apps, sees some more info, and he simply falls back, and Elige is waiting for him on the balcony. But let's take an early note at the start of this round. We've got 3 Liquid players on B and 2 on A. Obviously, the usual stack would be 1 long, 1 short on 1 playing pit on the CT side. So 3 on A, 2 on B. Liquid have clearly gone for a stack here. They think that it was definitely going to be B for Furia, but they are playing it incredibly passive. Your Twist gets some early info through apps and down the mid position, but now both Elige and Twist are both playing it passive, and they're playing it passive on B as well. They haven't spotted for Banana. The common thing on the CT side, they're going for Banana control and denying that to the side. So this is very important to see how the round actually unfolds. So let's move on a bit here. So again, Twist and Elige both just in apps and pit. But you can see what's starting to happen here on the mini map. That Art and Yuri are starting to lurk on this long position where a player is usually spotting to stop the CT trap, and there's some pressure coming up Banana. So the problem with this is Twist is aware that they could possibly wrap long, but they hasn't got the CT push. And Furia are taking full advantage of this. Okay, there's no one here. Let's just push through. Let's just walk in and see what happens. And if Art even finds a USP on the floor. I didn't realize that the last time I watched this. And now we've got a huge problem. Stewie has been made aware that there's people in CT now. But even though they have that information, there's 3 people on the bomb site here, but there's 5 Furia players surrounding them. And Elige and Twist are literally out on an island. They can't do anything to help. Stewie's got to take this pressure from Art and Yuri and CT. Annie and Vinny coming in on the entry on Nath and Grim. And Liquid just have to win the aim duels here. They haven't got much to do, and they're being hunted down by 5 hungry Furia players. Stewie takes focus contact and dies. Liquid throws some smokes, try and stay alive. Naff's down. Grim finds one. Good. But again, he falls, and that just leaves Elige and Liquid to come on the flank. Elige finds another one, and now it's a 1v3. And he drops as well. That's an incredibly passive CT hold on the pistol for Liquid. They didn't get a lot of information. They gamble stack correctly, but they didn't give themselves a chance with any sort of map control or early damage. or early warning signs as well for the rotations. Fury, Twist and Leash come rushing down mid still for the fast rotation, but they're not in time to help their 3 mates on the site. And this is a huge problem, especially on Inferno. Because you don't really get a lot of map control as CT. You just have to wait on the bomb sites and pray for the best a lot of the time. But if you have a little bit of banana pressure, a little bit of mid pressure, it can really slow down the T's, and it gets you a lot of information, especially wrapping into this arch area. Incredibly powerful if you can get it here as a T side. You got a lot of lines and a lot of area that you don't have to worry about if you're coming in from banana. And the round just falls apart for Liquid. It's quite poor play. Okay, so moving into the 4th round of the Blast Showdown game. We've got 3 people going towards B quite early. What Elijah's going to do is he's going to dump some nades on banana, and that allows the other B players to conserve their nades, and then he completely just rotates off back to A to support his teammates. Grim's up here setting for some retake utility on banana, and Stewie is holding into the PT position, and then a normal sort of A setup, long play, Twists on his usual site pit position, and Grim is just trying to find the timing here to throw these retake nades. Smoke goes down top banana, Molly as well. After I suppose after that flash Q on the corner there. Let's just fast forward a bit because we get interesting bits. So Stewie throws this smoke just here, and Grim actually creeps towards it with Stewie set up for this bang with this flashbang. And they're going to go for a bit of a pop play here through the smoke, and let's see how it pans out. So Penny blinds, but Case Verato's there to trade, and it's a 1-for-1 scenario. So let's talk about how that play can pan out as being incredibly powerful. If you think about it, if they're all still top banana, they're all going to be blinds. Grim gets 2 maybe 3 if he's pretty lucky. But it's not the percentage play is the problem. They're not playing the percentages. They're hoping for the best that their players are going to be blind behind that smoke. But the positioning was wrong. Case Verato wasn't blind enough, and Grims gets traded 1-for-1, and that leaves Stewie all alone on the B site. Here, Naf's on the rotation after that contact, but that's a long way to come for Naf to fend off 3 players with just Stewie on his own on the site. Stewie throws his last bit of utility, Molotov down. Naf actually made the rotation here and smokes that choke point. Interestingly enough, Furia actually just don't care about the smoke a lot of the time, and they kind of disrespect it, run through it. They don't really care. Art's already in pool, and Stewie's stuck in the back of the site by himself. I believe Naf is actually smoked off. Throw some flashes. Stewie, he finds one, instantly traded out again. Now we're in a 3v3, but there's no one on the site. Naf is construction. He's being flashed off and smoked off. I haven't got much time, but the bomb's going down, and now it's a retake situation for Liquid with the post-plant positions for Furia. We've got Furia and Case Verato in the back here, and it's only Twist on the rotation, late rotation, and Naf. Naf, he's walking in, trying to find someone. Twist and him get dropped to both at the same time. Nice setup for Furia there, holding both the choke points. So again, Liquid, they're going for the plays, but it's not panning out. Leaving Stu on the bomb site by himself. Grim only gets 1-for-1, and the pressure is too much coming from Furia on that B bomb site. Not enough firepower, not enough utility left to hold it down with only Stewie at the back of the site. Okay, so moving on to round 11 here. Skipping on a bit, still this is the game where Furia wins. And we're actually going to see some fast banana aggression from Furia. Actually, they're surprisingly towards the start of the game, their default's actually very passive, considering Furia are known as an aggressive team. They do sort of sit T-ramp and second mid, just to see what the CTs have to offer towards the start of the game. But towards the end of this game, on the CT side, Furia have their confidence that they're finding that aggression. And we'll see that as Furia go fast up banana. And we have the usual 3B players. This time it's actually Naf throwing his nades, like Elige did in the previous round that we saw. Ready to rotate off. But Henny already top of banana. And this happens quite a lot actually. Furia just go for some timing dry swings. And sort of similar to, I guess, the way that Fnatic play. They go for those weird timings and stuff like that. Henny actually dry swings, just runs straight past the angle on Naf here, holding that angle. And unfortunately, that means that Stewie, if I can find the right player, is caught off in the middle of nowhere, and Henny picks him off. At this point, they're probably going to know, Fury are probably going to know that there's only, well, there could be 3 people on the site, because Naf is the one AWPing, and they know that Stewie's a B-side player. And they're just going to execute off of this. Obviously, Naf finds one through the smoke, and Grim does smoke that usual choke point. Again, we're going to see Furia, I believe, disrespecting this smoke. They just throw a flash, run through it, find that timing. In the meantime, Grim, I believe, has died to the flames. Great utility from Furia. Naf only here on the bomb site by himself. 1v3 on the site. We have the rotations coming, obviously, but Twist is currently smoked off, and Elige is still on his way. Retake attempt going to come in. Twist is, it looks like they're all going to come into construction for now. Utility from Elige that he has left over. Then he finds the timing though. Great flash. And Elige is taken down as well. Okay, so moving on to the Liquid win. So we're looking at the pistol again. Some nice caster camera action here. This is not me, unfortunately. This is actually what the cast saw. Now we're going to switch to me, unfortunately. So we're actually going to look at a very different look at the pistol round for Liquid here. Remember, we went on the 3B stack in the pistol round in the previous series. Now we got 4 people going towards A. And instead of playing the super passive style they did before, they're bringing the fight to Fury. They're finding that information. Grim is actually going to run straight down mid, spots one T-ramp, and he's going to spot second mid. A couple of flashes coming in for Liquid as well. And he's going to put a lot of pressure on, a lot of presence, and try and find a pick. Unfortunately, tonight doesn't find anything, but he does find that information. And after showing a lot of pressure, Liquid immediately go towards a stack on B. They put a lot of pressure on middle, and then they move that rotation back over towards B. We went from a super passive play in the previous series to some really aggressive pistol play, going for some informations, early picks, down second mid with a 4-man stack towards A, and now a stack towards B. So that Liquid are really switching up their pace here. What you have to be careful about is Hart is actually already in apps after Grim just cleared out here. He's again trying to find that aggressive timing to catch people off, but we actually have Naf spotting mid here, going for info rather than Elysian Twist, again playing passive in pit, no info in this brackets area. I believe Naf actually turns around here and finds some weird timing that Art has dropped out, and he finds that pick. So incredibly good start compared to last time. And we have Grim and Arch here spotting the CT wrap, and Naf still pushing in for info in middle. He's not finding anything. Grim has actually rotated onto A, but the stack is still over here on B, and a lurk is here in Vinny. That smoke again, he's lurking in that smoke, the choke point, and the stack is right again on the side of Liquid. The difference is they have CT control. There's no one in CT to crunch on, and Fury only have this one choke point to break through. So it should be a much more manageable round for Liquid in this instance. We have Elige on top, Twist actually at the back of the site, and then we've got Stewie on Coffins playing anti-flash. And let's see how this pans out. Hopefully I can get some kills. Elige is getting a lot of info. Twist at the back here. I know they're all on site. Twist is finding some frags. So is Stu and Elige. And after all in trouble, they're all taken down. So a great switch up from Liquid in this round. They noticed their problems in the previous series, and they brought the fight to Furia. They found some more info. They stacked correctly, and they had better map control. And that was key to winning this round. They could overwhelm Furia coming through that choke point, and they could do it confidently because they knew that they had the rotations locked in, and they had the firepower on the correct places. Okay, so we got another interesting round from Liquid just here. Stewie, he's going banana with the AWP. Some nades thrown as usual down banana, Molotov, pretty standard, and another nade. Unfortunately, Art actually gets the timing on him and finds that pick. Grim, he slows him down with a nice flash, throws a random smoke that I think fails to be any sort of use. Some Molotovs come in from Naf's rotation and Grim into pool to stop them crossing. Some great delay here from the pair of them. Another nade trying to do some damage. Unfortunately doesn't find anything. This is the interesting thing here in this instance, that they haven't actually smoked this choke point here on the Liquid side. Different from what they were doing before, and Furia were pushing through the smoke and punishing that smoke every single time. They're throwing flashes through and executing through that. And interestingly enough, Naf is lining up the same flashbang that Stewie threw when they were pushing through that choke point smoke. For Grimway, you got the 1-on-1, left Stewie on the side of his own, no rotations in, and Furia just crunch on the B-bomb site again. But this time there's no smoke, and Grim is going to push off these flashes and finds one. Elige again finds another off the back of that flash through CT, and they've managed to hold the speed control really nicely. And then Twist is here to deny the rotation. That's the bomb down. He found another one in mid before that. And we've only got one rotating up mid left. We have got Yuri, but it's not enough. Twist cleans up. Really nice switch up round from there from Liquid. Really nice utility denying Furia the push in. Rather than throwing those smokes, which Furia can push through, they throw Molotovs down in the usual spot that you rush through onto the B-bomb side, to the pool area, into that choke point. They delay them, and then they re-aggress on them and really punish them for being in this area with flashes and some nice peeks from the CT area and then the front site. And they bring the fight to Furia. Really great round from Liquid there. Okay, so we're going to have another look for Liquid's B site here. There's been a lot of focus on the B site, but the B site is so, and Banana especially, is so important on the CT side on this map. Again, we're going to see Elige going towards the B-bomb site. Throwing some utility, like we saw him in the previous game and in previous rounds in this game, where he's usually an A player, but he dumps some utility towards the banana area so that the CTs can hold their utility on the B site and slow them down as much as they can if they need to. This time though, he's actually going to be throwing a smoke towards the bottom choke point in banana, so the bottom entrance of banana towards the T ramp, and he's going to continue to push actually off this nade. He finds one, and Stewie's here again to continue the pressure and finds a second. The Molotov in the logs area pushes Henny back. He's low. He has to fall back through that smoke, and Stewie continues to push off these flashbangs. Liquid have full banana control. They have a man up. They have a lot of damage onto the 3 remaining players. And Stewie's actually going to wait in the smoke and go off a sound cue. So they're pushing up towards mid and find another one. So great work from Stewie playing on those sound cues. And that just leaves Caserato's now down, and Henny, who's already low, left in the apartments. It's only a matter of time. I believe that, yeah, Henny just goes to save here, and Stewie's actually just spawned banana. Eventually, they realize, okay, he's saving. Not going for this. It's a lot of jumping. And Stu punishes the save as well. And a bit of body spam to go to boot. So, a bit of a different look there from Liquid. Some more aggressive banana control, punishing Furia's banana control. Some nice util throwing that deep smoke down, some flashes. They get those 1-for-1 trades and force the rest of the Furia to fall back because they can't push their Molotov. There's a smoke covering the vision of other players. They have to fall off and give that banana control up. They go for the fast play towards mid, and it's the usual Furia thing. They realize there's a lot of banana control. They go for some aggression elsewhere, fast, try and take that timing. But Stewie, he's aware of this. He pushes through that smoke and he punishes that. Obviously, that's a percentage play. There could have been someone T-ramp or something like that, but he takes the gamble that Liquid are already up so much, and he believes that it's the right play to do, and it pans out. Right, so we're going to look at another round that's actually really similar to the last one, in the sense that Liquid are going to go for some more banana control. It's Grim and Stewie over here throwing some nades. A bit of a failed nade from Grim there, I think. But the deep smoke once again on banana. But Furia are actually, rather than going for this banana control themselves, they're actually going for a fast apps push while Liquid are taking this control. They are on the low buy, as you can see. So let's see how Liquid deal with this. And that finds one in the apps. They know it's a rush at this point. They know that they're putting a lot of pressure on A. We've got Twist in his usual position, the pit, and Legion long holding this aggression. And the rotation has actually come in for Stewie over onto the A site. So Liquid are reading this really well. I know there's a lot of pressure in apps. That Furia haven't really shown this sort of presence in this area before. And we have, because of that previous banana control, we have Grim spotting. That smoke at the bottom of banana doing a lot of work, and Stewie's capable of making this rotation, comfortable with doing that, and with Grim on an early warning signs. Twist here in the pit, rolling, actually makes his way up to the balcony, and eventually the hit is going to start to come in for Furia. Got Yuri lurking up on shore, actually finds one on a leash. Twists in pit here, the stack is correct, finds one, finds Vinny as well, and finds Yuri and really shuts this down. Great work from Twist to isolate those jewels. Poor play from Furia, really taking those one-on-one fights. They really should have been more assertive in the way they were moving around the map and pushing together. But great read from Liquid. It just shows how important this banana control can be, that to allow Stewie to rotate to Arch and support a Liege needs to on the long side, and then Naf and Twist can really focus on the short and the apps area. Okay, so let's take one last look at a round from Liquid here from their win of the IEM Global Challenge over Furia. We got another usual 3-stack towards B early round. Naf is going to dump some utility. Once again, that deep smoke towards the bottom of Banana. He fails his Molotov, unfortunately, but does throw a nade on top of Keserato and does some great damage there. Grim is actually going to jump up here and throw some utility top of Banana. They're finding a lot of early pressure from Furia, so they are dumping a lot of utility. And Stewie's actually going to flash himself in for a peek, tries to find a pick or something like that. At least put some pressure on through that smoke. And we do actually have Naf rotating back towards B, but this read is actually wrong. You can see that there's a lot of pressure towards mid here for the Furia side, and only one person on Banana being Vinny. And although this read is wrong, it is actually going to pan out for Liquid, and they recover really nicely. We actually have Grim lining up again, a flashbang towards this side of Banana, so that Stewie can peek in, and this flash is actually going to be really great. Vinny completely blind, Stewie finds him, no trades are there, and Stewie continues to push down along with Nav here, who picks up the M4. And in the meantime, some trades have gone down on the B site. Elige is actually the only one left on the B site. Twist was found in the apps position on short. Art is traded out by Elige, but Elige is the only one left since there was only 2 people on the A bomb site to begin with. But this fast rotation is actually going to come in, and the bomb is actually down in bottom mid. So this is a huge mistake from Furia just here. They have a lot of control and a lot of pressure on the A site, but no bomb. So this is a really great push for Liquid. I'm not sure they actually see the bomb though, which is interesting. So they continue the push. Stewie finds Henny on short, finds a second. Only Yuri left. And I think Stewie finds him as well. And that is game, set, and match. Well, it's not game, set, and match, but Liquid are 11-1 up on this CT side after having awful CT side before. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. A little bit of an insight into what Liquid changed and some interesting banana setups and reads on Inferno. Most likely be doing this some more. So please subscribe and check out the next one as we move into the 2021 season, and I'll be looking at some really interesting matches, I'm sure. See you soon.